Hi, I'm Avery Davidson.
And I'm Kristen. Thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together each week. Well, Governor John Bel Edwards is changing the way businesses pay taxes in Louisiana. But will the changes affect agriculture?
This week, Governor Edwards unveiled his tax plan at a news conference at the state capitol. Under the plan, 1 penny of the state sales tax would expire. The remaining 4 pennies of state sales tax would have fewer exemptions, but Edwards says those for agriculture would remain. State sales tax would also now apply to some services, like landscaping. The corporate franchise tax would phase out after 10 years. The most significant change would be the creation of the commercial activity tax, a tax assessed on each entity doing business in the state of Louisiana based on taxable gross receipts. Businesses with less than $1.5 million in gross receipts would pay a maximum of $750 a year in taxes. A formula to determine taxes would apply to businesses with more than $1.5 million in taxable gross receipts. Kimberly Robinson, the Secretary of the Department of Revenue, says a separate formula would apply to businesses with tight profit margins like agriculture. Meanwhile, the governor is clear that removing agricultural exemptions is not on the table.
I can tell you at no time were the sales tax exemptions relating to agriculture in discussion in terms of eliminating those exemptions.
The fertilizer company would pay tax on its income or its receipts depending upon how that company is structured. But that fertilizer company is paying tax. The farmer buying the feed or the seed or the fertilizer is not paying that tax.
Anytime you take and reduce a tax expenditure, you're reducing spending. That is budget reform, especially when you do that for credits, rebates, incentives that are not producing an adequate return on investment. I also mentioned one of the most important budget reforms that the state could undertake at this time, and that is making sure that as we go forward and REC recognizes revenue that will be incorporated into a budget, that when we are able to do so, we only incorporate 98% of the revenue, have a 2% holdback. If you just round up to $10 billion, that's $200 million that is available for perhaps a disaster that you have to respond to, or to a revenue shortfall that's unexpected in the mid-year, so that you can go there before you go to the rainy day fund. Under the best possible case scenario, you would end the year with that 2% still intact. It would count as surplus, and then the only thing you can do with it is what the law currently spells out that you can do with surplus, such as pay it towards the unfunded accrued liability of the pension system, pay it towards other state debt, and give it to the rainy day fund or for capital expenses of the state, but not recurring expenditures. Those are the sorts of things that we need to do to reassure our credit rating agencies that the state of Louisiana is going to move forward in a responsible and prudent way that would inspire confidence in the markets in Louisiana.
The 2017 Louisiana legislative session begins on Monday, April 10th and runs through Thursday, June 8th. Since this is an odd-numbered year, this is what is called a fiscal-only session. However, lawmakers can each submit 5 bills not related to fiscal matters. To keep up with what's going on this session, click over to our website at twilatv.org and sign up for the Louisiana Farm Bureau's new Grassroots Government newsletter. It's a great way to keep up with what's going on in Baton Rouge.